okay, I tried to do this twice before. The last time I did it, everything should have gone fine, but apparently YouTube just reset everything on the streaming dashboard. So when I went to stream, it didn't stream to my actual channel. I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's doing. They're trying to create this new live dashboard thing, and for no good reason. The way live streams work right now, it works absolutely fine. Hello, everybody that's saying hi in the chat, by the way. Hello. But they're trying to make this new, better fucking creator dashboard thing behind the scenes. You guys probably don't know about it because most of you probably don't make YouTube videos and obsess about your analytics like I do. But there's no reason for them to change all of this. All they did so far was make everything worse. But I figured it out. I'm streaming now, and you get to see me doing this. No, nothing was deleted. It's just when I went to stream, I needed to set up the stream again because YouTube like reset the streaming thing. I didn't lose anything. But I don't know, YouTube doesn't have their shit together. You plan on making any flat earth videos? Yes, in fact, that's what I'm doing right now. That is what you are watching me do. That is this. This is a flat earth video. There. That way. That's a flat earth video that I'm editing right now that you're watching me edit, that you're chatting while I'm editing. I will say on the top of the stream that if you like these editing streams, if you're so intrigued by them, as you should be because of the guy behind it, you kind of just like looking at me. I will be doing these streams in the future over on Twitch. I tried to put the link down in the description. In fact, I'll just put it in the chat right now for those of you who care. If you have Twitch, you can follow me on Twitch. If you don't, you just check that every 3 hours that you're awake to see whether or not I'm live. Nah, but I'll probably be doing other things over there as well. But that's gonna be the new. That's gonna be the new home for this editing stream. But for right now, we're doing it here just because. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to stream on Twitch earlier. I tried to set up a like a community chat thing. I forget what it's called. A community post. I forget the name for it. But I take it nobody saw it, or anybody who did see it didn't care, because it literally had 0 viewers for like half an hour. But now that I've been streaming for almost 4 minutes, I have 17. I mean, not that 17 is a great. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Hello, everyone. Play Bible game on PS2 from an emulator since you have Twitch. That is a good idea. I don't know if you know that I have the Bible game on PS2 because I did mention that earlier, or if that's just a thing that you know exists and you're mentioning it. But I do. I have the Bible game on PS2, and I probably will be playing that on Twitch sometime in the future. Can't make any promises on when, though. That's going to be fun. The thing is with the Bible game, I popped it in for like 5-10 minutes to see if the disc worked, and it's all like 100% copyrighted music playing throughout the whole thing. You can turn the music off, but then it's kind of just like awkward silence. So we'll figure out some royalty-free music to that. Speaking of royalty-free music, do you guys like TeknoAXE? Yeah, that's the mood we're setting right now. Can't turn my phone off while I'm doing it. But that's what we're doing. In fact, I should put that in the description because this guy wants credit. So I'll say, here's music playing. It's from TeknoAXE. There we go. And that's the credit that this guy wants. If somebody's kind enough to make royalty-free music, sure, I'll put their name in the description. Your chat is delayed. I'm not surprised. Might be my fault, might not be. Who knows? What about that guy that made the Ark Encounter Museum thing? Yeah, that's not Kent Hovind, it was the other guy. His name escapes me. But yeah, maybe I should get back to, or make another video about like creationism and stuff, because that's kind of fun. I kind of miss it a little bit. But for right now, we're sticking to the flat earth. We're editing flat earth stuff. So let's see, where were we? Now, I will say that my computer can't exactly handle all of the editing and streaming that I'm doing right now. I am recently become aware that I need more RAM. I do not have enough RAM. But at the same time, I don't like spending money on things other than food. You know what I'm saying? We'll get that situated in the future. Decided to do this to myself. The stars could be technological metallic spheres flying/orbiting around. Actually, I should turn this knob instead to make sure this is louder than anything else. Sometimes, ever since the last update of DaVinci Resolve, the playhead will jump forward when I move it and then press play. It didn't do it there, but it does it like half the time. It's really annoying. It might be my computer. Who knows? Flying/orbiting around. All right, so we move and see what our next take is going to be. Is this guy serious? Here's what he linked. Okay. So this is a good take. Asking if he's serious. I want to keep that in. Let's keep that. Why? What? You guys are seeing this, right? I'm not going crazy. Flying saucers, you say? Yeah, this is a video of me responding to the other Flat Earth Society forums, because I did the Flat Earth Society, and now I'm doing TFES, which is totally different. But yeah, it's some of it's as crazy as you can imagine. I have to keep Poe's law in mind constantly. Around. Is this guy serious? Alright, that's good. I think that take is alright. That cut right there. I will say editing has become much faster since I switched to DaVinci Resolve, and so has exporting as well. Or as they call it, delivering, because to them exporting is something else. I don't know why. I don't know. But yeah, it's much faster as well. Usually, a video would have taken hours in my old software, and now it takes like half an hour. It's really cool, especially when I lose track of time and I like my last couple hours editing is just crunch time. I gotta like cramming in as much work as I can into a couple hours because I realized that I haven't worked as hard or as long as I should have. Why did it do that? It jumped like 10 seconds ahead. YouTube player, the YouTube player, what you're watching right now, it does that sometimes. It's mostly because of internet connection, probably on your end, because it'll be behind, and then it'll realize, oh wait, we're so far behind. We have all of this new stream, and then it'll just quickly do it. It's usually a good sign because it means your internet is speeding up, maybe. Sorry you're having issues, I know. Sometimes it's just hard to watch streams. Exporting is altering to another format is why. Yeah, old-timey software term. Yeah, I get that. I know that now. But in other programs, exporting is turning this into a video file. And that makes more sense to me. But DaVinci Resolve is a little bit more professional than what I'm used to, so I'm fully willing to grant that I am wrong. I just don't get it. Except now I do. Here's what he linked. This video that I'm editing is full of jump cuts. I hope you like jump cuts. We're going, what was it, 2008, 2009 YouTube? Yeah. Around. You see why you saw how that playhead jumped when I pressed play? I didn't like click anything to do that. It just kind of did it. Is this guy serious? Okay, here's something cool. While we're in edit mode, we don't have to zoom in and then edit the cut. I mean, we can. It's a little tedious, but we can just go to cut. This little cut tab over here, and we can go like this and give them one of these and then try to play it back if it'll let me, if it'll be so kind. Is this guy serious? Here's what he linked. Okay, see, that's good. That's good. That's a good cut. We did good. It's kind of annoying sometimes because you can't zoom in or out here. But it works for quickly, it works for quickly going in, editing, hopping back out. Heath is the best. More money for lip hoops. Thank you. Thank you for the $2, Brian Stevens. It should pop up on the screen here in a minute. It's kind of annoying when it has that much delay. I appreciate it. By the way, if you didn't hear me say earlier, for those of you who can't get enough of the editing stream, it's going to be moving to Twitch. I have a link in the description. So if you love watching this stream, it's gonna have a new home. I know I see some familiar names in the chat. So if you like what you see, it's gonna be over there. Thank you for the 2. I actually will be buying new lip hoops. They're called segment rings, but I'll give you a pass on that one. I've been thinking of getting black to switch between, and I do know this ring needs to be smaller, but like it can't be as small as this one, except maybe it can. I don't know. I don't know why my piercer pierced it this way. It just makes my life more difficult. But I had the chance to say something, and I didn't, so it's my fault. I don't know why I decided to, and I mean that as in he asked me if this was a good spot, and I said, yeah, why not? I don't know why I decided to do this to myself. The stars could be technological. around. Is this guy serious? Here's what he linked. Okay, we can make this a tad shorter. Thanks for the 2 more, Brian Stevens. Money for segment rings, not lip hoops. Thank you. Thanks for the $20, the Salty Gamer. Nice to catch you live. Thank you for the 25. Appreciate it. Did it show Salty Gamer before Brian Stevens? Because Super Chat is telling me something else. Thank you. If you like seeing me live, I'm moving to Twitch soon. So follow me on Twitch, those of you who got the Twitch stuff. Thank you. I've said time and time again that these streams are going to become more, that I'm going to be doing these streams more often, and I haven't really done it. I want to. I don't really have a good excuse. Except that it's not really an excuse. I just end up spending most of my time playing video games instead, and then realize, oh shit, I gotta do work as well. Let's switch over to that. Then I don't have time to set up all this garbage. Is this guy serious? Here's what he linked. All right, that's good. Let's go back into the editing because that's giving me a headache. Why am I subbed to this clown? Either for my good looks or my enthralling personality. One of those. Not sure why. You gotta tell me between those two. Thank you, non-applicable, for the 666. Satan approves. Thank you. You know, this might... Let's see what, it's going to pop up on the stream here a little bit. Yeah, when you donate exactly 666, it pops up with that. And that notification is different from the other ones. I set it up that way on purpose. And I think that's the first time I can remember actually being able to see that. It's a small thing that makes no difference, but I'm happy to see it finally happen. Thank you. You guys are generous. Thank you very much. I don't. This is the sun. He posts tons of videos. I don't think anything he says is actually pertinent. I don't know. But he even says himself. This hypothesis doesn't seem to line. He even says himself. I think this is where I wanna cut this. Let's do that. Let's go. Pre-planning is golden in some cases. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I mean, I had to spend like a couple hours setting up all of the like on-screen pop-ups and whatnot, and I was like, you know what, might as well have a little bit of fun with it. If somebody put 666, we'll do something different and it'll be funny. And actually, I think I muted it, but it plays a different chime as well. Actually, let me see if I can. I must have muted it somewhere, but I don't know where. Anyhow. I had a glass of water and I left it out there. I'm not gonna abandon you guys just for a glass of water. Is this guy serious? Here's what he linked. He even says himself, this hypothesis doesn't seem to line up with video footages of high altitude weather balloons in space. So, like, he more or less debunked himself. I don't know why my speaking skills took a dive there, but it did. That's what we got to work with. That's how it is. Line up with video footages. Yeah, why does it do that? That's not where I had the playhead. Is of high altitude weather balloons in space. So we cut. We can bring this over here. Let's delete that empty space. We don't need that empty space. And let's save often. I'm going to bed. See you, man. Hope you finish soon. Sure, no problem. See ya. I don't think I'm going to finish this soon, because I have like a day and a half to edit this. So, I mean, even if I can finish this in the next couple hours, I don't want to. This is the first time I've seen you live. This is the first time I've seen you live this late. What gives? Usually around this time, me and my significant other are on a call, but now she's got work at the moment. So I'm like, all right, I've been slacking off a little bit. I'm going to get back to editing, and I've been meaning to get back to streaming. So that's what we're doing now. I think tomorrow I'm going to be streaming most of the day, but that's going to be on Twitch. This editing stream is moving to Twitch, so if you like it, follow me on Twitch. Link in the description. I should put my Twitch in my channel page, but I gotta focus on this at the moment. Is this guy serious? Here's what he linked. He even says, all right, that's not gonna cut it, because it's a cut. Because cut is it's a videography term. It's a video production term. It's also a common phrase. Delete the empty space. I pressed the key. I set up my hotkey on that for a reason. You better use it. He linked. He even says, I miss the video gaming streams. Well, you're in luck, because since this stream is moving to Twitch, I'm also just going to be doing other stuff on my Twitch as well. I'm going to be streaming games. So if you like that, follow me on Twitch. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Warframe. I don't know if I'm quite good enough to be streaming that. It is kind of nerdy. I do also play some retro games, and that'll probably be a little bit more interesting on Twitch. But yeah, if you missed that, follow me on Twitch. That's where it's gonna be. That's where I'm gonna be. All your friends are there. What program for editing? I've recently switched to DaVinci Resolve because the price was right, because it has a free version, and it's pretty good. It's like production level stuff. This is like a cut down free version, but it's like everything that a YouTuber like myself would need. There are a couple features that I could have used that's in the full version, but I'm not picky. I'm not picky. Not that picky, at least. He linked. He even says himself. I think this is good. Here's what he linked. He even says himself. Yeah, it's not going to... Why'd you stop the music? Why... Play that music. Oh, I guess it was doing a "Are you still listening?" type thing. Listen to my dick. I'm not gonna be able to see that cut because the thing keeps jumping around. It probably wouldn't do that if I like properly built proxies and stuff, but I don't want to leave my computer sitting for like an hour or two or half an hour or however long it takes just to let it build proxies before I edit, because I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to leave my computer for that amount of time. So this is what we're doing. It's also because I'm streaming. It's noticeably better when I'm not streaming, probably because I don't really have all that much RAM. In fact, you know what, let me bring up Afterburner. See me. Oh, now you get to see. No, don't see my shame. Okay, so yeah, the bottleneck is not GPU or CPU. The bottleneck is RAM, but not this RAM. This is a different RAM, I guess, what it's showing me here. So yes. Play this. Here's what he linked. He even says himself, this yeah. Once I upgrade. I'm gonna get a couple upgrades soon, and then we'll be straight. Would you use Adobe Premiere Pro if you had access to it? Probably. Actually, I don't know, because I've seen a lot of videos, not like comparing DaVinci Resolve and Adobe Premiere, but like I've seen a lot of videos of people leaving Adobe Premiere for DaVinci Resolve, and they gave a lot of reasons, not the least of which being Resolve being a lot more reliable. So I don't know that I would actually gain anything if I switch from Resolve to Premiere Pro. If anything, I'd probably pay for the professional, the full version of DaVinci Resolve. But if I had Adobe Premiere Pro or the free version of DaVinci Resolve, I'd probably go with Premiere Pro. It'd look better on a resume, I guess, but I think, I don't know. Have you turned 21 yet? I have, yes. Yeah. At some point, I'd love to see a vid focus on the Earth's geomagnetic field and how that alone proves a globe. Why would they even bother publishing the poll data if it weren't real? That's a good point. And of course, flat earther understanding of that is not huge, but flat earthers do have their own explanation that they're sticking to, like that you can have, you know, a magnetic disk with north in the center. Like, yeah, it can happen. And it's, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about geomagnetism, so I'd have to like really do a lot of research, but I wouldn't be opposed to it if the opportunity came. A few weeks ago, I went to an old friend's funeral, and his parents went against his will at a ceremony in church. How do I stop that from happening to me? Yeah, that sucks. How do you stop that from happening to you? First off, I think you should talk to a lawyer, because a lawyer is going to give you a lot better advice than I can. But I believe there's probably something you can write in your will as far as like who gets to plan your funeral, this and that. I don't know anything about that because I don't have a living will at the moment, so I don't know all the options available to me after death. I'd say talk to a lawyer. See if there's anything you can put in that will. I'm looking into DaVinci. Oh wow, I'm looking into DaVinci Resolve now. Yeah, like DaVinci Resolve isn't like this open source like BS thing. This is like this is a proper tool software used in like production and stuff. It's mostly used for color grading. In fact, that's what DaVinci Resolve started as. It was just a professional color grading type deal, and it has a lot of color grading options and all this and that, which has actually been pretty nice to play around with. I think the colors of my video are going to look slightly nicer because of the switch. But this is like a full-fledged production piece of software. I mean the geomagnetic pole in orbit above Greenland usually. Yeah, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about that. So I'd have to do research if the opportunity came up. But it does seem like a good video to make. So I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Guy serious. Here's what he linked. He even says He even says himself, this hypothesis doesn't seem to line up with video footages of high altitude weather balloons in space. He more or less debunked himself. Stop. My computer cannot handle streaming and editing at the same time. The other software could. But this one's a little bit more, I don't want to say demanding, but if it's able to utilize more resources, so it just kind of is now. It's not a bad thing, I don't think, but it makes it difficult to stream at the same time with only 4 gigs of RAM. Yeah. Weather balloons in space. He more or less debunked himself. Oh god, don't. I'm not gonna leave in that sniffling. I don't like that. Do you like how your own voice sounds when you hear it played back? At this point, it's like not a problem. But when I first started, it was like I didn't like it. It was kind of off-putting, kind of irksome, and I didn't really like, because it sounds higher pitched than what it sounds like in my head when I'm talking. So it just kind of like, I didn't like it, but you get used to it after a while. And I figured if my voice really was bad, if my voice really was annoying, like I think it is, then the people watching me would tell me, and then that would be that. But that hasn't happened, except maybe with trolls or something. I don't know. But yeah, I figured I couldn't know for sure whether my voice was annoying, because nobody likes their own voice, you know. But it does take some getting used to, but you can get used to it. It's kind of like, in my mind, like, you know, I have my voice that I hear when I speak, and this is like my video voice to me. I know they're technically both the same thing, but I kind of just associate this with my videos. Like, this is just what my videos sound like, and you just get used to that. It's weird. It's a weird feeling, but yeah. Altitude weather balloons in space. He more or less debunked himself. This was a bad idea. Alright, we can cut that bit out. Earth alone is flat in the solar system. This is a common question. I don't know if I'd call it a good question. The idea is that the Earth was created or formed or what have. Okay, so I'm actually gonna cut out a lot of the content that I recorded, because the recording is a lot longer than I want the video to be, and I also get like really wordy sometimes, so I kind of have to just pick out the more interesting bits and let those speak for themselves. Yeah, I'm not sure what this guy is trying to say, because he brings up an image of Pluto and says, oh look, Pluto's in Pluto, haha. I don't know if he's sarcastic or what. I don't know if I want to leave this bit in. What is this? Who can argue against photographic evidence like this? So I don't know. What does that say? Why is the Earth alone is flat in the solar system? Okay, so that's what I was reading out earlier. I'm probably going to cut this bit out. Yeah, I'm not sure what this guy is trying to say, because he brings up by putting Disney images on them, because it's all... This guy is desperately pleading. You can observe ships going below the horizon, even when you zoom in on them. Like, you can observe the sun. But this guy answers the original question. Why do we think that the Earth is flat, not anything else? Because we can observe it directly and readily. Why do you believe pictures of other planets but not Earth? So you can't directly observe the curvature of the Earth because you're not an astronaut. Therefore, the Earth is flat. The original post says, do you not realize that the conservation of angular momentum, Newton's third law, and a lot of others are completely against the disk structure of Earth? I think that was a mouse that just bumped my microphone. We have mice. Not rats, but mice. It's really gross. But I consider them friends. Friends that shit in my bed. Especially since now it's getting colder. They're all coming inside. Ants too. Oh boy. My man, Mr. Juice. Hi. I like to see what percentage of flat earthers are Trumpsters. They like to make stuff up and ignore facts. I don't know. I feel like a lot of flat earthers are the kind of people to just not trust anyone. I feel like they'd mostly just be anti-government, because I think Trump would be part of that. But then again, my logic does not fit their logic at all, because they are by no means consistent with their thinking. So you may be right. I don't know. But I'd like to remind everybody that sometimes Democrats are just as bad as Republicans. Just putting that out there, so that I don't sound too one-sided. The original post says, do you not... You need a cat? I'm allergic to cats. That is the last thing I need. I also have a dog. I mean, I'm allergic to dogs, but... I don't think they would get along with each other. Realize that the concept... Original post said, I'd recommend familiarizing yourself with flat earth theory instead of assuming, though it's all we didn't have the technology to know different. Our mentality that our planet is special or unique. Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse, I see you there. Can you fuck off? Go away. Let me find something to throw. Throw a Bible at it. Go away. There you go. Now he's running. I didn't hit him, just scared him. All right. Because if that were true, then the Earth wouldn't be flat, and we know the Earth is flat. That I'm on live stream. Yes, I used to stream a lot more often than I do now, but I'm looking to pick that back up. But if you like the fact that I'm just streaming live, well, then you should head over to my Twitch, because this is going to be over there. So if you like live streams, Twitch is probably the best place to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm going to be. Link should be in the description, assuming that the YouTube thing over here actually worked properly. My Twitch name is Keith Hood. It spells exactly like its sound. So, give that a follow. Any chance for a collab with Professor Stick? I mean, I don't see. There is a chance. I have no problem with it, other than the fact that my schedule is absolutely all over the place, and I'm terrible at planning things. So, basically, if I ever have my shit together, then you probably will see a little bit more collabs with a couple other people. But I don't have my shit together. Put vegetable oil in a round bowl, put some food in it, and mice will get stuck. I don't know if that works or not. I've seen a lot of home remedies for mice and stuff. That sounds a little bit more plausible than just putting tea bags everywhere because mice don't like the smell. But I don't know. I want to be nice to mice. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to do anything. I think I'm gonna get a live trap, and then release them out into the woods every so often. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right. See, this I'm gonna show you into the magic a little bit. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. Okay, this is OBS, which you use to stream. This is YouTube, which shows me information about the stream. This is you guys. This is chat. I'm gonna bring that over here so that I'm not breaking the matrix. But OBS is telling me down here, or it was telling me, that the stream quality is good, absolutely fine. 1500 kilobits per second, which is apparently good enough for 1700 that I set, but I don't know, close enough. But we had the green light, and then YouTube all of a sudden is like red. Like, no, this is bad. Can you actually see my whole screen? You can. It's just so tall. Yeah, I have a vertical monitor. It's kind of annoying when it does that. But I've learned to trust OBS over YouTube because this is a more direct number, a more accurate and precise representation, and this is just kind of an overall feeling that isn't as helpful. Let's this one. Okay. That's what I have to deal with. I actually should bump this down because it is fluctuating a little bit, and I know my internet gets shitty every now and then. 1500 kilobits a second. It's gonna look a little bit worse right now, but that's what we have to deal with. I don't know. You guys probably aren't interested in all that, but that's just something that happens, and it's like, why? Have you tried OBS Streamlabs any? I have OBS and I have Streamlabs, but I don't have Streamlabs version of OBS. I don't know if it's any better, but I also don't feel like setting everything up again. The stream quality is tanking, and I'm sorry about that. The original post says, do you not realize that the concept... I'm sorry that the video quality is going up and down, up and down. There's nothing I can do about it because this has just happened when you pay for up to high-speed internet. But yeah, sorry if I'm dropping a lot of frames or whatever. My apologies. Conscientious. To which this guy says, the gravity conundrum. It just passed my mind. We are always told that... I went to the library today. Does anybody here go to their local library? It's great, right? Get all the stuff for free for 2 weeks at a time. For me, 2 weeks is not enough time to read a book because I don't like sit down for hours and read a book. I sit down for hours and play video games, but I don't dedicate myself to a book that much. But like, we got the Lego Movie, and we got The Wizard for free at the library. So I'm like, ooh, free stuff. That's fun. Shout out to the library. When am I going on Joe Rogan? I'd love to. But he hasn't contacted me yet, so I don't know. Flat Earth Society are shills? Shills for what exactly? It basically requires you to set everything back up. Ooh, all my buttons for Stream Deck had to be redone. Ooh. If there's like a settings export option, that'd be nice. I don't know if that actually exists or if that's just a pipe dream of mine. But I don't know that Streamlabs OBS would be a heck of a whole lot better than normal OBS. I don't know. Calibrate your IP tunneling for less packet loss. That is a whole lot more nerdy than I can... that's just a lot more nerd shit than I can handle at the moment. Like, I got this. I'm comfortable with all this. I know this inside and out. I don't like messing with all of that. I know I should, but such is life. Play some Super Mario Brothers 3. I wish I had SMB 3. I have Super Mario Brothers 1, Super Mario Brothers World in Japanese. Actually, no, I have Switch Online, so I have the NES and SNES games on there. I'm pretty sure they have SMB 3, right? If so, then I'll probably play it sometime. Is there any flat earthers out there that you come across that give an explanation of how the flat earth was created and maintained as a machine because it's not natural? Yes, and they're all Bible thumpers. They're all, God created the earth. He created us in a dome. He created the sun, and he is the magic that holds the sun revolving around us in a very inexplicable and it's in an inexplicable manner. That's basically it. That's the best thing you're going to come across. It's either that or we don't really know. We don't know everything. We can just tell the sheep. Yeah, but like when you have people like rejecting science, don't expect all of it to make a whole lot of sense, you know what I mean? What image search this? I cannot pronounce that. I mean, I think I can pronounce biblioteca. I don't know how to pronounce the rest of that, so I'm not even going to try. But this is his go-to library. I should be editing right now. You guys are distracting me. But it's all good. Where is that? That's in... Now all my results are in another language. What language is this? Norwegian. So that's in Norway. Is that in Norway? Are you in Norway? This is that guy's go-to library. This looks dope. I like this. Part of it seems a little unnecessary because I feel like you could use that space in a little bit more efficient way, but that seems like a nice place to be, so I'm not gonna argue. That's gorgeous. I've decided I'm moving to Norway. Let's bring you guys back up. I love it. I don't think I know how to argue with people that think that way. It's so crazy to think like a Bible thumper would. Yeah, the thing is, I used to be one of those guys. Um, I deconverted when I was, what, 16, 17. So, I mean, even looking back on it now, it's kind of hard for me to, like, imagine being in that mindset again. But to some extent, like, I can get it. It's like it makes sense to them, and it all kind of coheres in a certain way. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. It's strange. There's a lot of delay in the chat. So, oh, it used to be all right, looks like the stream went down for a second there. I apologize. But it used to be a cinema. That I can trying to imagine how you'd have like theater rooms in there from what I've seen in the pictures, but I guess that makes a little bit of sense because theaters look really nice. So if you convert that into something else, that something else is going to be really nice. But that's still pretty cool. Everyone on earth is born an atheist. Everything they know or think they know about God, they heard from someone else. I agree, but at the same time, if you're taught that God is totally real and this is what he wants from you, like the moment you can comprehend speech, it's like, what chance do you have to keep that mindset? You know what I mean? Let's look at investigations. I forgot what we were looking at earlier, but let's go to investigations. The gravity conundrum. It just passed my mind. We are always told that gravity is why we stick to the round. A flat earther tried to brainwash, I can't speak, a whole bunch of my friends when we took a field trip to a campground. Excuse me. Some of my friends ended up believing him. They're no longer friends of mine. Saw it buffering too. Yeah. Yeah, it's going in and out. YouTube is telling me that quality's bad. OBS is saying we're going in and out. Sorry, not much I can do about it. That's just kind of how it is. My apologies. We should be good at this very second. Next second could be terrible. I'm sorry, it's gonna be buffering. My bad. My bad. Let's look at investigation. It just passed my mind. We are always told that gravity is why we stick to the round Earth and not matter where we are on the Earth. It appears flat, but it isn't. If there were no gravity, we would fly off. So, no moon, no gravity to speak of. Same characteristics as Earth. If we are to believe the moon landings of. If we are to believe the moon. Great reading skills, me. God. You know, somebody who wants to be a big boy YouTuber for a living. Sure suck at talking. Why do I even try? Often wonder why I never took that bait. Everyone's 6 sisters are devout Pentecostals, mother raised as Jehovah's Witness, father atheist, no church as a kid. That's gotta be... That sounds like one hell of a ride. 6 Pentecostal sisters, a Jehovah's Witness mom, an atheist father. Oh boy. I mean, I'd probably end up atheist as well. Mice nesting inside your modem for warmth. It could be. It's probably just my internet service provider just not wanting to have competitive services because no ISP does because they actually are colluding with each other. That's not just me being a conspiracy theorist. Like, they legit do that with all the lobbying and stuff. Like, right now I have 2 options for ISPs. Not going to tell you what they are because then you're going to use that to triangulate my location. I'm not going to do that. But like such freedom of choice to have 2 options of internet service provider. Moon landings and footage. Why would you believe the moon? Why would you believe the moon landings and footage? You're a terrible flat earther. I'm finding it hard to follow his train of thought. So he just doesn't understand the concept of gravity. You could walk on the moon and your blood would not rush to your head. Don't have the feeling of being upside down. My question is why? The same reason why people are in Australia and they live just fine. Right now I'm trying to pick this part out, see if it's something that I want to add into the video. I know, like, because this is about, what, 5 minutes? Is it going to tell me? It does right here. This is like 5.5 minutes in right now, so I need like another 4.5 minutes worth of video out of here. But so I don't know if I'm cutting out too much, a little bit not enough. I don't know if some content is good enough to keep in there. Cause, you know, I want to shoot for 10 minutes, but I don't want the video to be boring. So I'm just looking at takes, see what I want to keep in, what I don't. That's what I'm doing right now. If the Earth was flat, wouldn't it be day all night and day all day? It would be, except with flurspective. I know. They have excuses for it. They don't make any sense, but they have their excuses for it. Believe me, you. Sorry if the stream's coming in and out again. Yeah, it's too late. You mentioned somewhere the state you lived in. Yeah, I mean, I will say I live in Louisiana, but I'm not going to get more specific than that. I have 2 gamer friends who live in the same state and have the same one of 2 choices. I have nothing but issues with them. Exactly my point. I really want to move somewhere that is Google Fiber. That'd be the dream. Or really like any fiber internet. I don't know if there's more than one. I don't know. I don't keep up with all of the latest internet stuff. Maybe when Elon Musk finishes his internet service providing, then you know, satellite internet will be, I don't know, competitive. I don't know. We'll have to see what the future holds. I'm kind of excited to see where that goes. Here's a hint, it wouldn't work. That's true. But they have excuses for anything. That's the thing with the flat earth. It's not like a coherent, this is our model, this is the details, this is how physics works, this is how gravity works. It's all excuses for things that really wouldn't work. You know, it's all ad hoc hypotheses. You know, we see an issue with it and then we explain it away. But then we see another issue compounding on top of that, then we just find another ad hoc explanation. And it works beautifully well because then you can't falsify the flat earth because then you can just come up with more BS. And you can grasp at any sort of tiny little straws you can to make it seem like you actually have evidence to back up your claim. But no, it's not coherent. It's not testable. It's not disprovable by any means. It's a ride. It really is. What is this number? I don't know what this number is. That? No, that's not. What is this number? I'm sorry. I know this is a really weird thing to be thinking about right now. Is this like the exit point here? I think that's... Oh, no. We got an advertisement. Nobody listened to the advertisement. No advertisement for you. I ain't putting ads on my shit unless I'm getting paid for it. You feel me? Yeah, that's... Media offline? What do you mean media offline? I mean, I guess that just showed on the last frame? I don't know if that's Resolve showing me that, or if, like, the last frame of the video was legitimately that. No, that was just Resolve showing me that. But then what is this? Is that the current? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still learning Resolve, so I'm just learning what these numbers mean. I know it's so intriguing a stream to watch me figure out, oh, what's this number? Oh, what's that number? But we're in this together. You clicked on a stream that says video editing. I bet you didn't expect it to be much more interesting than this, right? I was once in on spending 120,000 on satellite provided internet in 1 month once. Huh. They found you. Flat earthers have no proof that the earth is flat. All they have is models. LOL. I think of my brain is working. I think if my brain is working properly. I'm sorry. I have trouble reading and understanding things sometimes. But yeah, like they don't even have a model. They think that they do. They have the general idea, and they love to present you that general idea of, oh, spotlight sun, oh, ice wall. But they don't have... I'm sorry, I see the internet going out. Going in and out, I should say. But like they have the general idea of ice wall, spotlight sun, internet's going out again. Come back to me. Come back. Come on. Give me those kilobits. I need those kilobits. But they don't have a full, comprehensive working model. They don't have all the pieces working together. They can't explain the southern stars. They can't explain the southern celestial pole, much less the southern celestial pole with the fact that the sun doesn't change angular momentum. Angular momentum doesn't change angular size throughout the day, especially not at sunset and sunrise. So if perspective explains the southern stars, then why doesn't perspective affect the sun at sunset? That sort of thing. Like, they'll explain all these things individually, but when you put them together... Let's get back to this. Same characteristics as Earth. If we are to believe the moon landings and footage, why would you believe the moon? I'm finding it hard to follow his train. So he just doesn't understand the concept of gravity. You could walk on the moon and your blood would not rush to your head. don't have the feeling of being upside down. My question is why?
No,
The same reason
no,
why.
no, no. Nobody listen to the ad. All right. Okay. I do have Spotify Premium, so I should set up like a background music Spotify playlist and play that. But I don't have that much foresight, so this is what we're dealing with.
Just fine. Perspective is on this part of the Earth looking out. Gravity is pulling us downward, and that is downward to me. Downward is technically towards the center of the Earth. So if I were on the opposite...
Do I have this right? Do we have a flat earther in the chat? I'm sorry I wasn't following the chat very closely. Okay. Huh. Sorry, that's probably really loud. One of these days I'll get a fancy audio setup that I can scream into the mic as loud as I want to. And it'll automatically duck the audio. Give me one of those hardware compressors. We're not at that level yet, boys. So donate to me if you want to see me fancy up my streaming game. Kidding, but not really. But I'm kidding.
In the same way, because the force would be acting on me and every object in the same way, just in the opposite direction from an outside perspective.
Why is this bottom strip only showing me Pepe? Okay, there it is. It just wasn't loaded in. But my background wallpaper is Pepe, and that's all it was showing. It's kind of funny. I get it now. Don't worry.
Because I'm just on the opposite. I don't know why.
I actually changed my wallpaper recently. It's SpongeBob now. I grabbed this image from like, I don't know. I think it was like on an Amazon page for one of the things. And I was like, okay, that's going to be my new wallpaper. I'm a child. The YouTuber that you all love and adore, because you do love and adore me. I'm a child at heart.
I'm explaining all of this stuff. I was supposed to just look in here and have a laugh. Is Boston Dynamics fake?
I only donate to people who make their clothes come off. No offense, buddy. I mean, if that's what it takes, I don't need this shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of this is just weighing me down, you know? We could hop on over to another website if that's what it takes. Nah, no offense taken. You do you.
I know I said the last one was gonna be last, but I'm intrigued. The guy is you see, it's hard. What experiments could I do in a home setting to prove that the Earth is flat?
Okay, I think this was interesting, but I don't know if I said anything interesting here. Because there's this one guy in the forums that like covered all of it. He was like straight up, you can do all this and that and this and that. And they were like really good stuff. And they really do show that the Earth is indeed round.
You see, it's hard to tell with the forum whether or not the guy is the guy speaking or responding is a flat earther or a round earth. Distance, does it vanish bottom first? Watch a shadow climb a tall building at sunset. I guess they discuss it further, but this is some actual good stuff. But the thing is, none of it matters because flat earthers have done all of this. They've seen the results. They've seen that it is consistent with the round earth, and then proceed to add ad hoc explanations for anything and everything, because that's just what you do as a flat earther. Ad hoc.
Yeah. Preach it, me.
Oh, the southern... Oh. According to basic physics, you'd need some sort of force To be bottom first? No, they don't. Just. Oh, this is like the end. It's like the very end. I'm gonna want this to be longer than 5 minutes. Alright, that's fine. That's all good. We got this, chat, don't worry. I have a whole bunch of Vietnam War sounds playing in the background. What's wrong with me? Are you saying that you're hearing them and they're not there? Or you've purposefully put on like a playlist of Vietnam War sounds? Because I did see that one video and all the memes about that one video. The chance of you being attacked by a gorilla is improbable, but your chance is never 0%. Just wanted to warn you. Yeah. Yeah. But if we use Pascal's wager, then we got to be prepared at all times. So I have to wear a helmet all the time. Because if I don't, I'm taking too big of a risk. It's Pascal's wager. So thank you for letting me know. How long are the videos before you edit them? Usually between 45 minutes and an hour and a half. That's how long my recording sessions are. It would be lower if I had like a teleprompter or something, but as it is, I kind of just read off of my phone and just constantly do retakes if I need to, so. But yeah. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, depending on what I'm doing. But that's where it is. It's usually like an hour, 15 minutes, something like that. Ah. To be keeping the sun, moon, and stars rotating above us? No you wouldn't. That's contentious. Okay, so I'm gonna cut out the there are 3 threads here. I'm gonna cut them out individually, pick from among them. See, that's one of the things I don't like about Resolve. It's because when you zoom in and out, it zooms in and out on the playhead, but if you like scrolled over here and zoomed in, it's gonna snap you back to the playhead. I don't like that. I'd rather it follow the mouse. That's just a small gripe I guess I can get used to though. Oh, that gravity. So I'm just trying to find where there are separate threads. Okay, now I'm using the thumbnails here, which is super useful. I actually didn't have those before. The thumbnails going all across here. So that's kind of nice. Come on. You can do it, computer. There you go. Bottom to the earth. Okay. So here... Is this... I'm explaining all of this stuff. I was supposed to just look in here and have a laugh. I thought there were 3 threads here, but I guess not. Well, I guess I did cut out one before this, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, and this is all the same thread because it has the same thumbnail. Unless the thumbnail just didn't update. That's exactly what it was. As a vain, as an attempt to add plot, to add ad hoc explanations. So I think here I was just reading the thread. Yeah, because this is the same thread as this. Okay, so yeah, 2 threads here. And this, whatever this is in the middle. Hello. Hello, people who were saying hello. Sorry, I zoned out a chat there for a second. I think people... This on Mac, I'm trying to make music. This is not on a Mac, but DaVinci Resolve is on a Mac as well, and it's like first and foremost for the Mac, and you can tell because it doesn't have the file edit shit up here, and it has like the name on here that you have to click on it and do all of that. So it functions. So I can tell that this was made first and foremost for a Mac. And I kind of hate that, but it's fine. I do hate that, like, if I were to click X out of this, that would not shut down the program. Not at all. It's not gonna show up down here or in this little tray here. It'll keep running in the background, and it'll use up my RAM, and well, I think that's pretty much all that it uses up. But it'll still use up those processes. It'll still be running until I open it back up again, hit DaVinci Resolve, and hit quit DaVinci Resolve. That's super annoying. That's really dumb. I do not like that one bit. But I guess in an industry that's run by people on MacBooks, what can you do? I assume that the industry is on MacBooks. I don't really know. Just, I don't know. The green reminds me of the audio wave. That's why I asked. The green? This? You're talking about this? Because I guess. Yeah, this isn't GarageBand, if that's what you're thinking. This is DaVinci Resolve. But yeah, this is a Windows. You can tell by the incredibly slow loading time. I should have made this a Linux PC, but I've done far too much customizing to switch it now. Actually, I think it's Warframe. Warframe is the one and only reason that I'm keeping this PC a Windows PC and not a Linux PC. Because, like, to get Warframe running on Linux, you gotta jump through a whole bunch of hoops, which I'm willing to do, but, like, you could potentially get banned from Warframe because it's not, like, officially supported or whatever. So I'm like, I'm not gonna risk that. I'm just gonna have a Windows PC. I'm just gonna play games on it. But it sucks. It sucks. Is why. The same reason why people are in Australia and they live just... But... The green section that's recorded on a timeline, it's hard to explain. Yeah, this here. This is indeed a waveform. This does show the audio, because, like, when it's, like, right here, when it's all down low and nothing here, it's silent, but when you see all the peaks, it's like to your head. That's audio playing, so yeah. I see what you're saying. And I have used GarageBand, like, years ago, and yeah, it does look a little similar to this. It's got, like, a timeline sort of thing going on. So yeah. Why is it like the second time I've been on these streams? I've been asked that. I haven't been following chat, so I don't know what you're talking about. But you're probably not asking me, so it's fine. Earth is actually a closure. And we are gorillas being watched by aliens. Who knows? Guild Wars 2 is why. 1 is Windows. Elsewhere. Guild Wars 2 is why this one is on Windows. So why you're on Windows. Everything else runs Linux or Unix. Okay, I got you. Yeah, like I've grown to hate Windows. I mean, I've grown to live with it, but hate it. Because, okay, so you can, in the US, you can, like, make a request to the FBI for information that they have that they are no longer using at all. I think by law they have to comply with it if they're not, if and only if they're not currently using that information. I think it's called Freedom of Information, like a Freedom of Information Act, or you send like a Freedom of Information request. Anyhow, there's like this one website that just sends tons and tons of them and posts all the stuff they can on their website. I peeked in there for like 10 minutes, found a whole bunch of stuff on like the malicious programs that the US government legit just puts on people's computer for the purpose of mass surveillance. And did you know there was this organization, I forget the name of it, but it's like an international one. I want to say it was a very authoritative group, but it's an international group, and they labeled the United States, one of the countries. The United States is one of the enemies of the internet, they call them. Because, and only because, of the amount of mass surveillance that they have. So I can see how, you know, conspiracy theories can gain a little bit of traction in that regard, you know what I mean? And the thing is, like, this stuff, I know, I'm long-winded explanation. That's what you get when you watch a Heath stream. But, like, all of the sort of exploits and malware that they run, it was, like, on Windows. There's, like, all these sorts of, like, Windows processes that they, like, replaced or hooked onto or whatever it was that they... I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't fully understand what I was reading. And for all I know, it could have all been faked and it could all be fear-mongering. I didn't really look into it all that much. But you know what? I can fully believe that Windows is not as secure as Linux. So that's your takeaway from that. I'm going to try to focus on what I was doing. I came from the Unix support world, communication specialist, but way back it was VAX on... Why don't you set up a dual partition? That's what I did. I can swap between Windows and Linux depending on what I want to do. Obviously, you need a big enough hard drive, but it can be done. That's a good idea. That is a very good idea, but that's a little bit too much work and effort for me. I mean, I have 2 hard drives in my computer. One's like a secondary for like mostly computer stuff. I think it's all computer stuff. Like the stuff for my videos. I think that's all that's on it. So I hypothetically, I could just add another hard drive, have that drive be Linux, and then both drives can access my video drive. And that could actually work pretty well if I needed to do something in Windows. I'm too lazy to do that, though. I know it's a good idea. I know I could do it, and I mostly know how to do it, but I just don't have the willpower. I know I just went off on how much I don't trust Windows, but there's still the convenience factor. That's all I'm saying. I'm glad I'm the only one that can't work when watching videos. Thanks. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused because I'm not watching a video. I know what you mean, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around things sometimes. I'm sorry. Oh, History Egg gotta leave. Alright, bye, History Egg. You probably left already, but I love you. Bye. I'll see you again. Just followed on Twitch. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that's why you followed me on Twitch, and not for all the peer pressure that I'm giving everyone right now to follow me on Twitch if they actually want to see the rest of the stream. And I know not the rest of the stream, but other streams like this. Because this stream here that you're watching right now, these sorts of streams are going to be on Twitch in the future. So if you like what you see, and I know you do because you're watching this right now, then feel free to follow my Twitch channel. Link should be in the description. And you'll be able to see more of those whenever they come up. If you're interested in that. If not, that's fine. That's cool. Whatever. I'll go die. All right. I need to focus for like 5 minutes at least to see if I want to put all of this in the video or not. So everybody shut up. Let's look at investigations. I forgot what we were looking at earlier, but let's go to investigations. The gravity conundrum. It just passed my mind. The music has this high-pitched sound that's playing every now and then, and it sounds like brake pads that need to be cleaned or changed. I don't really know the difference. That's sort of like high-pitched stopping, and I keep thinking like, oh, is there a bus stopping this? You heard that? It sounds like there's a bus stopping down the street over there. I'm like, I need to focus. We are always told that gravity is why we stick to the round Earth and not matter where we are on the Earth. It appears flat, but it isn't. Do you get naked on Twitch? No, that's the other website that I can't link to you right here, right now. If there were no gravity, we would fly off. So no moon, no gravity to speak of. Same characteristics as Earth. If we are to believe the moon landings and footage, why would you believe the moon? Why would you believe the moon landings and footage? You're terrible, flat earther. I'm finding it hard to follow his train of thought. So he just doesn't understand the concept of gravity. You could walk on the moon and your blood would not rush to your head. You don't have the feeling of being upside down. My question is why? The same reason why people are in Australia and they live just fine. I'm sure they do a decent job of explaining it, but you guys like to talk about perspective. Our perspective is on this part of the Earth looking downward is technically towards the center of the Earth. So I don't like this song. On the opposite side of the world, assuming that it was land, gravity would be doing the same thing, pulling me towards, acting on me. Alright, you know what? This is boring. I don't like this. We're cutting it out of the video. Well, I'm not going to be too hasty with it, because if this ends up being like 6 minutes, I'm going to need to find some sort of content somewhere, but alright. No, I put the playhead here. I put it there on purpose, for a reason. I did it very strategically. I want it to play from here. What experiments Thank you, I do Resolve. In a home setting to prove that the Earth is flat? What experiments could I do in a home setting to prove that the Earth is flat? You see, it's hard to tell with the forum whether or not the guy is the guy speaking or responding is a flat earther or a round earther, because you have both on both websites apparently. So yeah, I guess they discuss it further, but this is some actual good stuff. But the thing is, none of it matters, because flat earthers have done all of this. They've seen the results. They've seen that it is consistent with the round earth, and then proceed to I could see my my bit rates going up and down, so you guys are probably buffering every now and then, and that's my fault. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I don't know. I'm gonna keep this here though. I don't know why I'm explaining all of this stuff. I was supposed to just look in here and have a laugh. Is dynamics fake? I know I said the last one was gonna be last, but and then I decided to just not do that one. I actually had to restart the browser for some reason. Not sure why. Let's shoop. No, here. I want to look at one more. I know I said the last one was gonna be the last, but I'm. All right, we don't need this. Who would win in a fight? The average flat earther or moon deniers? Show us your picture folder. I'm trying to wrap my head around exactly what moon deniers are. Are talking about the people who deny the moon landings, or like the people who think that the moon doesn't exist? Because I think it'd be the moon deniers then, because they're speaking a lot more truth. Show us your picture folder. You know what? I'll show you my picture folder. Get ready. Get ready for this. There you go. There's my pictures folder. Intriguing, I know. You're welcome. The ones who say the moon's fake. I don't know that there are people out there that really say that. You know what? That's a lie, because there were those flat earthers that said pretty much exactly that. Not quite, but nobody wins. Nobody wins. It's no use asking me, because nobody wins. Nobody wins in that situation. I am parched. I need liquids. So I will be back in like 2 seconds. So don't leave the stream. I see how many people are watching the stream right now. If I see one less person watching the stream by the time I come back, I'm going to be real upset, because it's going to be like 50, not even 10 seconds. All right. So I'm going to be right back. Make me proud. God damn it. God damn it. 2 people left. 2 people left. We went from 20 to 18. What did I tell you? Get your asses back in here. Actually, now you can leave if you want. I just want you to stay for that bit, because I want to know that if you leave, It's because my stream is shit, not because I left for like a minute. All right. Nah. I'm joking, everyone. I would never leave you, thank you. It's buffering. Oh, you're right. Stream actually is kind of shit right now. Fuck. I don't know, we go 15, we go 1300 kilobits a second. That's probably not enough to look good, but that's what we got to work with right now. I've seen Twitch streams that look a hell of a lot worse than 720p at 1300 kilobits a second. So this is what we got to work with. This seems to be a bit more steady. I know that at night is when my internet usually just dips down. And right now it is currently night. Also during the weekends. Weekend nights are like the worst time for me to stream. Because it just doesn't work. Which sucks. Because that's like the best time, ideologically, hypothetically, to be streaming. I'd like the weekend night where people, you know, don't have anything to do, watch the stream as you're going to sleep, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. The stick man is more detail. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You know, so dramatic. Look at this. Listen, look. I can. I'm viewing this on a 1080p screen. I can see. You know what? You're right. It's not great. It's not great. Yeah, that's... Yeah. No, no, you're right. You're right. But that's what we got to work with. You're here to... You're here for the experience. You're here for... You're here to chat. You're here to vibe with me. I don't even know what that means, but you're here for it. That's what we're doing. We don't need HD. We don't need full HD. We just need chill vibes and flat earth shit. I don't know what I'm saying. Sometimes, like, I haven't done drugs yet. I haven't had anything but alcohol and nicotine. Sometimes I'm scared to see what would happen if I had something a little bit stronger. What experiments could I do in a home setting to prove that the Earth is flat? Okay, that's good. That's a good take right there. I'm gonna do that and then do this. Weather balloons in space. He more or less debunked himself. What experiments could I do with balloons in space? He more. Okay, we're gonna have to cut this down. I'm not gonna go into the cut tab because fuck it. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna turn off snapping. I'm gonna turn it back on. I got a hotkey to turn on and off snapping. Look at that. So productive. He more or less balloons in space. He more or less debunked. I cut it down a little bit more. Nope. Gotta turn off snapping for me to actually be able to make precise shit. Got it. There, balloons in space. He more or less debunked himself. What experiments could I do in a home? Okay, that's good. Definite no to drugs. You're too smart for that. A drink here and there is okay. Why is a drink here and there okay, but like marijuana here and there is not okay? I mean, everything in moderation, right? I mean, I'm not about to start doing heroin, you know, but like, what makes alcohol an acceptable drug, but like nothing else works, you know? I mean, ideally, don't do anything. That'll be the healthier option and less likely to be abused, but like, I mean, surely you can have one marijuana and still be healthy, right? I don't know. Don't come to me to health for health advice. That's all I'm saying. Alcohol is stronger than pot. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not good with words. So instead of choosing things that accurately represent what I want to say, I'm just going to say the words that I know I can put together and that do somewhat convey the idea that I'm putting across. I know I seem great because you see me in my YouTube videos where I'm very professional, very nice, very eloquent in my speech. But that's because that shit's scripted and I can take it over and over again. This is live. It's a lot of pressure on me right now. It's a little bit tough. You gotta work with me a little bit. You gotta give me a little bit. I don't do opioids ever. I do smoke pot. But it's pot I grow. I live in Oregon. Yeah, that's... I'm waiting for the internet to come back up. Because right now I'm getting red. I need green. That's not quite green. That's green. Yeah, I would love to be in a place where I could actually grow my own pot plants. I believe in Canada you can have, what, like 3 of them? There are lots of reasons why I want to move to Canada. And that's one of them. But opioids, no, I agree. I actually did have morphine when I was in the hospital. Like, I didn't just come across morphine. It's like, no, I was in pain from surgery. It was weird. I don't know that I actually like it. It was strange. I don't want to do it again, to be perfectly honest with you. What is this? What is this email? Oh, someone sent me a message on Patreon. I don't know if you're watching, but I'll respond to that after, I guess after the stream. I actually probably gonna end the stream soon. I don't know how soon is, but you're a pothead? Not at the moment, but I will be. Given enough time, I will be. When I move to Canada and or Oregon? I'm moving to Oregon. I'm moving to Washington. I forget. I don't know. Remember when the stream was about editing? Yeah, I know. That's how it started off. But like, okay, here's the thing. Now I'm conversing a little bit. Now I've kind of got the ball rolling. I'm talking a little bit more, you know. But if ever, like, I don't know what to say, or, like, the conversation's dipping down a little bit, I'll be like, okay, let's edit. This is what I'm doing. You're watching the editing stream. I'm editing, and I'm not too awkward to hold a conversation. So it's like, when I can hold a conversation, be grateful. When I can't, we're getting back to editing. That's how it is sometimes, you know. I know I can finish all of this tomorrow, so I'll be fine. You can grow 4 plants here. Is that Canada? I don't know why I thought 3, but yeah. I got some Novocaine at the dentist. I could only taste things with one side of my tongue. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while since I went to the dentist. So, I don't know if they ever gave me anything or if I ever reacted to it, but I don't think I could do anything more than pot and alcohol and tobacco. Not even real tobacco. Like I have e-cigarettes or vapes whatever you want to call them. I call them e-cigs because it sounds nicer, but like, what YouTubers do I watch? The thing is, like, I have very specialized interests, so I'm very picky with my YouTubers, but some of my top favorites are Linus Tech Tips and his various channels. Captain Disillusion, he's really nice. Let's see. I apologize for my internet going in and out. That's not your player that's starting and stopping. That's my internet that's starting and stopping. My apologies. But LGR is good for, like, he does a whole bunch of retro video game stuff. And he also does review of, like, Sims 4 packs and stuff as they come out. And my significant other watches that a lot. No YouTube original. No, I don't need your K-pop bullshit interrupting my vibes. But yeah, LGR for some retro PC stuff. There's this channel called Continue with a question mark, which is like 3 guys on a couch playing games, like mostly older games. That's pretty fun. I'm subscribed to a lot more than I can think of off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of things that I'd like. I don't know. There's this one Japanese Let's Play channel that I'm subscribed to feel like one day I'll be able to learn enough Japanese to know what's going on here. I can dream. I've started learning Japanese, by the way. It's not going well, but I've started. So I'm actually using this brain for things other than wanting to smoke pot. I'm not going full idiot, you know? You know what I'm saying? Canada's the best country. It's pretty good. It's pretty high up there. I think some of the I think Norway got you beat with all the bomb-ass libraries they got there. Have you seen the libraries in Norway? Can't be beat. I do think the countries around there are pretty darn good as well. Are you a fan of my channel? No idea. Never seen any one of your videos. You're doing just fine chatting, so do not be nervous. LOL. Nah, no, I got this. I got this. I want to stream more often, so it'll be a little more interesting. I'll get a little bit better at conversing and chatting. Hopefully, my internet will get better at not sucking. I can see it struggling over here. I'm struggling with it. But yeah, so if you want to see more live streams, if you want to see more of me just chatting with you, then I actually think you should head over to my Twitch channel, because I'm going to start streaming on Twitch. You know, I've said that a lot within the past 2 hours, so if I don't end up streaming on Twitch, I'm going to be mad at myself if no one else is mad at me. But I plan on streaming on Twitch a little bit more often. So if you want to see me on there, let me know by giving me a follow. Link in the description. So back to editing. You see, it's hard to tell with the forum whether or not the guy is the guy speaking or responding is a flat earther or a round earther, because you have both. How am I? I'm doing just fine. Doing just fine. Procrastinating on all my responsibilities. You know how it is. There's a little bit of delay in the chat. I don't think there's anything I can do about it because my internet sucks. I think YouTube's trying to compensate for that. Can't say I blame it. What would be your broadcast times on Twitch? That's a good question. A question I do not have an answer for. Yeah, even if I do give you an answer right now, it's gonna be completely wrong. I'm gonna have enough trouble keeping my word on actually streaming on Twitch. I don't need to add a little bit more responsibility on top of that. Shut up, YouTube's advertisements. I know they pay my bills, but they can hop off my dick for a little bit. Anyhow, that is what I mean with not being able to concentrate on work. Exactly. Exactly. I'll get used to it. I'll find the balance eventually. Yeah, but if I were to say, oh, I'm going to be streaming at these days on these times, I'm not going to be able to stick to it. I don't want to lie to you. So, taking it one step at a time. I'll get professional in a little bit. I feel bad because a part of me should be editing. You see, it's hard to tell with the forum whether or not the guy is the guy speaking or responding is a flat earther or a round earth. Whether or not the guy is the guy speaking. Observe an object disappear into the distance. Does it vanish? To prove that the Earth is flat. You see, it's hard to tell with the forum whether or not speaking or responding. The guy speaking or responding. Can I cut this here? Bring this back. Bring this over. Does that sound all right? Whether or not the guy speaking or responding. All right, it's not half bad. Is a flat earther or a round earther because you have both on both websites apparently. All right, that's good. We gotta add a cut there. I'm gonna jump the gun and assume that I'm putting this in. You feel bad because you should be editing. Well, you're your own boss. Write yourself up. Yeah, see that's the thing about being your own boss. I mean, you might think from the outside looking in, like, oh, you make your own hours. Oh, you can give yourself as much time as you want. Give yourself time off, make up for it. But you end up just obsessing over work all the time because any time that you spend on yourself, well, you could be furthering your career with that time. It's really difficult to find that balance. It really takes a certain kind of person to just run your own business. To be able to decide, I should take this time to myself. I should just dedicate some time and money to what I want. And dedicate some time and money to the business, the career, the work, whatever. It's really tough. It takes a lot of self-control, a lot of discipline. It's not easy. But, do I have a favorite kind of music? Oh boy. Oh boy, do I. I like emo music. And by that, I mean real emo music. Emo revival. I put that in quotes because it's not technically reviving. It's been reviving for like what 5, 6, 7 years. But I've been listening to emo, and I'm not talking about Black Veil Brides or MCR. That phase is over and done with. Right now, I'm listening to my favorite bands right now are Free Throw, Tiny Moving Parts, and I've been listening to a little bit of The World is a Beautiful Place and I Am No Longer Afraid to Die. Long name, I know. But
You should listen to those if you're curious. If you're curious about emo revival, listen to some Free Throw. That's the music I'm listening to. And I know, I'm very sad. Are you a fan of comics? I just started drawing mine. I'm a fan of DC comics. Marvel never did it for me, but I really like Batman. I'll every now and then I'll pick up a Batman graphic novel or like rent one from the local library, which your local library might have graphic novels and manga. So hit up your local library if you're into things, if you're into like books and stuff and just don't want to pay for them. Oh, I'm also interested in manga. In fact, I'm learning Japanese, and one of my goals is to be able to read at least simple manga in Japanese. That's not like my end goal. It's a little bit of motivation. I'm learning it for reasons other than, oh, I want to watch anime without subtitles. But yeah, you find that like Japanese, their anime and manga, their stories are a hell of a lot more interesting, and it's very appealing to me. So yeah. Check out Spider-Man's Tangled Webs. They're one-off stories about side characters that can be very interesting. That sounds interesting. I know those sort of short stories in comics can be kind of cool. I've never heard of it. Maybe I'll check it out. Top 3 animes. Okay, here's the thing. I haven't watched a whole lot of anime. The ones that I do choose to watch are sometimes not everybody's first choice. But I will say my number 1 anime is Saint Young Men. That's the English name. In Japanese, it's Sento Oni-san. Probably pronouncing that wrong. But Saint Young Men, look it up. There's more manga than anime. I know they made a movie and one OVA, which is like a 2-part movie. It makes sense in Japan. So it's not like a series, but it's serious. It's Jesus and Buddha sharing an apartment in Tokyo. It's a slice of life comedy. It's excellent. I love it. I believe they're bringing that into the US. They weren't going to bring it for the longest time because they were afraid, offending Westerners. But I believe it should be coming to the US. It's awesome. Highly recommend it. Did you see the troll? Yeah, the flat Earth guy. I didn't read enough of it to see exactly what was going on, but I did see him a little bit. I'll check that out. Yeah. That's like the one anime that I know is pretty good. I did start watching One Piece, and that was pretty good. I don't know if it would be in my top. I started watching Bleach as well. That was pretty darn good. That might be in my top 3. What else? I did watch Sword Art Online. Didn't like it. Didn't quite do it for me. I watched Tokyo Ghoul. Again, wasn't great. But it had a hell of a lot of potential. So I have a very strong feeling that the manga is much better than the anime. So now I really want to get like the entire Tokyo Ghoul manga series, but I don't have that time on my hand. Like if you were to ask me my favorite manga, like I could answer that real quick. Bakuman, Full Metal Alchemist, and Death Note. There you go. And 2 of those are from the same people. But yeah. More manga than anime. I'm learning Japanese to read the rest. Yeah, that's kind of how I am. Not specifically for learning Japanese purposes, but I just enjoy manga a lot more than anime, which I actually think it kind of makes sense just in a general perspective because manga in Japan, at least, is very, very competitive.
So you got to make your manga really intriguing and really good to actually stand out as a manga. But anime usually comes from the best manga, but it's not always written by the mangaka. So anime can get away with being a little bit worse, I guess. That's my understanding. Sometimes I'm an idiot. So don't listen, don't pay attention to me. That's just my opinion. Just don't watch Tokyo Ghoul Re. I think I did. Whatever. I think I watched Re, but not Root. Whichever one came after, I didn't watch it. But I don't know. I didn't like it. I felt like there was not enough like development in the story for me to care about what was going on. There were things that didn't seem to matter later on. They were like trying to make plot things that just, I don't know. They never got me to care about it in Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah. It's the Death Note guy. I've got Bakuman. It's the Death Note guy writing a manga about writing manga. Yeah, it's actually two women who worked on both Death Note and Bakuman. Two women. One's the writer and one's the artist. And it's kind of hilarious because they'll make like several Death Note references in Bakuman. So it's like, okay, we get it. Death Note was popular. I don't know, it's funny. If you haven't heard of Bakuman, and you like anime and manga, check it out. God, I'm a nerd. I spent like 2 hours. In the last week, I've spent like 50 hours in Warframe. I'm talking about how much I love manga. I'm a nerd. I didn't want to believe it, but I'm seeing it now. She nearly said hentai instead of anime. I don't think I did. I think you're not gonna believe me. Whatever, it's fine. Should try Mob Psycho 100, my favorite anime. I'm gonna believe you, but I also have my own list of things that I want to watch and manga I want to read. And like, I'm picky, and I also don't have time for all the things that I want to do, read, watch, play. So, it's probably good. You're probably right. I'm just a busy man. You're saying that like there's something wrong with being a nerd. It's just, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. I just don't like to think that I'm one. But then my hopes and dreams get crushed. I want to be one of the cool kids.
Download the app today and get a trial of music.
Whatever. I'm pretty sure all the cool kids are now miserable in life, and all the nerds are actually. Once you have a hobby, you have something to enjoy, you know? So it's nothing to be upset over. I was picked on a little bit as a kid. So I guess that's where this is coming from, but I don't actually care, you know? But yeah. I mean, I feel like nerds will have something to do after they retire. Because, like, if you're into MMOs or MMORPGs, then, like, once you retire, you can just do that all day. And there are retired folk who do. And you know what? They're probably happy. So it's like, nerd out. First. No, you guys saw that, right? This is... this is... I put the playhead here, then I press the space bar. I want it to play from here on out, okay? You got it, Resolve?
Both websites, apparently.
Thank you.
Observe an object disappear into the distance. The guy speaking or responding is a flat earther or a...
Okay, we're gonna have to see if we can do this without going into the cut mode.
Responding is a flat earther. Responding is a flat earther or a round earther because...
Okay, that looks good. I don't watch anime. I just research a whole bunch of World War II and learn, I guess. That's cool too. That's cool too. Learning stuff is always good. For the longest time, I was the guy that was just reading Wikipedia pages, and that's... I think that's fun. Learning about stuff is fun sometimes. So, yeah, I definitely understand that one. Your girlfriend described you as standoff and quiet in school? Did she describe me as that? And did you really remember her describing me as that? Because that's 100% true. I had no friends. Well, I mean, I have a lot of people that now every now and then that I talk to them, they're like, "Oh yeah, you were my friend," but I'm like, "You never talked to me. You never came up to me, said what's up, had a conversation with me." I don't know. I don't get it. But yeah, I was a loner. That's why I listen to emo music now. I'm all depressed. I got nobody beside me. But yeah. But it's all good now. I've come to terms with it. I have you guys. I have 21 people now watching me on stream. That's all the friends I need. Thank you. Perfectly happy geeking out my whole life. So, hello, all you fellow geeks. Have pride in your geekiness. What's up? I think that's a trick question. I'm not going to fall for it.
Responding is a flat earther or a round earther because you have both on both websites, apparently. Observe.
Yeah. Do you think more people who watch my videos are like nerdy, geeky people than like the average person? Is that because there's so many smart people watching my content? I'm just so high IQ that only high IQ folks just get me? Or is it that nobody else obsesses over flat earthers and stuff like that? Except people who just like learning stuff all the time. I'm just here for the open bar. Don't get it twisted. All right, that's fine. We are your friends. I'm a lame friend. It's fine. We can be lame friends together. I'm here for you. I have 2 friends who I talk to daily. Oh, look at Mr. Big Shot over there. He's got 2 friends bragging about it. Not everybody's got 2 IRL friends. All right, calm down. Nerdy, geeky engineer, if that helps. What kind of engineer, by the way? Because there's so many kinds of engineers. I'm intrigued. I know Godless Engineer is like a software engineer, I believe. And I was kind of interested, kind of intrigued when I first learned that, because I'm like, when you hear engineer, you think of people with like blueprints and stuff. But like he's not wrong because he is an engineer. But it's like, I don't know. What kind of engineer? Nerd astrobiologist. You kind of have to be a nerd to be an astrobiologist. Uh, but yeah, that's cool. The hell is an astrobiologist? Hold up. Are you learning about biology in space? Or working with biology in space? Yep, that's interesting. So, huh. Mechanical engineer working in aviation propulsion. That's interesting. That's intriguing. Have you seen Denny Don't You Know by Ninja Sex Party? I've heard of it. Haven't seen it. Unless I've seen it ages ago and just don't remember it. That's a possibility, but I can't say I recall. Hoping to find biology in space? I take it to mean because, like in the ISS, they do several experiments. They've done, like, Japan's done one with, like, rats, but there have been a lot with, like, cultures and, like, petri dish type stuff. My thesis was Earth analogs for Martian fossils. Huh. That's very interesting. It's kind of difficult to think that someone as interesting as an astrobiologist would sit and watch this kid over here harping about flat earthers. But I guess I'm that good. Holy crap, you are still at it? Still at what? Still at what? I ain't had nothing. Don't worry about it. Why is my internet messing up? See, like, OBS is telling me things are fine, and YouTube's freaking out. I mean, it's more likely that, like, OBS freaks out, and then I don't even know if you heard what I've been saying for the past couple minutes. I'm just gonna pardon my internet speed. I've watched too many videos from atheist YouTubers like you, Aaron Raw, Vice to Rhino, etc. Now when I hear someone is an engineer, I think they are from DI or ICR going to tell us why evolution is wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I'm your dad? If that's the case, you know something I don't, because I haven't been with too many people. That's not entirely possible. Still editing? I can't really say that I'm editing at the moment. That's a little bit of a stretch, but I appreciate I appreciate the enthusiasm. There's a word I'm looking for. Hasn't buffered in a while. YouTube was telling me that it was like down for like a couple seconds. Is the stream really fine? Because OBS is telling me it's fine, and then YouTube seems to be freaking the fuck out. But then I look down at OBS and it's like, yeah, we're in the green. I don't know who to believe. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess this is just I guess this is just how I get when I'm up to. Yes, I'm still watching. Calm down. I guess I get a little bit more social at night. It's hot as balls in my room, dude. I'm totally being productive in editing. I mean, to be fair, I did get a lot more done than when I started. I could have done even more if you guys weren't distracting me, you nerds. I'm a hardware salesman. I noticed that your door lever is sagging. The door needs a new lever transplant. Lever? It just needs a paint job. That's all it needs. It needs a new fresh coat of paint. I'm gonna be honest with you. This isn't my house. It's not my property. Not my problem. That paint can look a little wrong. I ain't gonna fix it. I mean, I might be trapping mice, but that's only because I have mice in my room. But not my problem. And lean not on your own understanding of OBS. That's, yeah. Your stream is glitching on and off, but not bad. Alright. Is it dropping? Yeah, I'm dropping frames. Yeah, okay. I see. Thank you. Yeah, snuck in a house. Just snuck in a house to record. My dial-up is slow. This ain't dial-up. This is not that. Anyhow. Or responding is a flat earther or a round earther because you have both on both websites apparently. Observe an object disappear into the distance. Does it vanish bottom first? Can you see farther from a higher altitude? These are actually good. Cut there. Good suggestions. Watch a lunar eclipse. Good point. Excuse me. That burp tasted funky. I didn't really eat anything for my burp to taste funky, but it... Are you not in your parents' home? Yeah, that's where I live. I live with my parents. I know. But yeah, if you have mice, I can lend you my cat Odo. He has multiple confirmed kills, moved into a place that was vacant, a couple more years. Had mice. Had is the operative word. With my luck, like, I'd probably rescue a cat that just didn't care about mice. We have a dog. She doesn't care about mice. Like, she'll be concerned about what that squeaking noise is, but she's not gonna investigate or anything. Who would win, me or all flat earthers in a fight to the death? I think some of them actually have some muscle on them. See, that's the thing. Some of them are all brawn, no brain. And I'm all brain, no brawn. Like, I'd probably lose. But, like, with the battle of the wits, I'm your man. Debate to the death. Yeah. Yeah, that I'd win. I'm actually... I haven't tried doing a live debate. But I'd probably be bad at a live debate just because I haven't done it before. I don't really know what to expect. I'd love to have like a Socratic type debate with someone sometime. I just think that'd be interesting. But I also don't want to plan that shit. I technically still have a podcast that hasn't had an episode since December 2018. So like try to get me to plan a debate. If I had a gun, then maybe. Fair point. But I mean, even then, you need a lot of bullets for all of the potential flat earthers out there. You know what I'm saying? Get me like a sword, like a pole arm, a naginata. Modern day debates would surely have you on. I can't say that I've heard of him. Maybe I'll check it out. Maybe you should do a debate with a host. As in have someone else host the debate? I could do that. Then I could make someone else organize the whole thing. It's genius. Socratic debate? You can exclude all flat earthers then. Yeah, no. I haven't watched a whole lot of flat earth debates, but the ones that I have watched, they're like, it doesn't go anywhere. I don't know. But then again, like I've never heard a debate that actually went the way I wanted it to go as an audience member. Except I have a book somewhere of some debate in like 18 something. It's all the way down there. But it was like sometime in the 1800s. It was a debate in England that's now in the public domain, which is how I came across it. It was like atheism versus theism, which is the more reasonable explanation? Which is the more... No, it's just which is the more reasonable. It was between W.T. Lee, whatever that stands for, and George W. Foote. And that was good. That was an interesting read. But you have to be pretty nerdy to find that interesting, I think. So I actually think my Twitter profile, my Twitter bio is a quote from that very debate. It was like the only debate that's actually held my interest, and I read the thing. But yes, I am the kind of person to purposefully look at a list of public domain works and then pick a book from it and start reading. I know. Eclipse, good point. Is the moon upside down in the southern hemisphere? Let's not do that. I don't want that face in my video. Good suggestion. Be a good promotion for the channel. There'd be some interesting theists, but they're a bit wacky. JIL is one. Okay. Debate with me. I want to prove why cat girls should be real and legal. Oh, God. I don't know if you're going with the weeb route on that or with the furry route on that, but either way, I don't like it. I don't like it. You do have a witty and sarcastic style. It would be fun to see you in a debate. The thing is, I'm too polite, though. Like, I want it to come out, like, one-on-one, but, like, I don't want to be rude to the other person. So, like, you probably wouldn't see that in a one-on-one thing. Unless I was drunk. Maybe I should get drunk and do a debate. The term debate is used loosely in flat earth debate. Yeah. It's more like Gish Gallop drivel. Yeah, that's how it ends up sometimes. What can you do? What can you do? That's a huge thing with flat earth stuff because it's much easier and quicker for a flat earther to ask a question than it is to give them a satisfactory answer. Not that any answer would satisfy them, but to fully answer their question, it could take half an hour, maybe even an hour, to really explain something that they can ask in a matter of seconds. So just rapid fire that shit, and they're like, oh, round earther can't defend himself. I know what you're saying. I will prove in an actual video why cat girls are good and should exist. I'll even send to you full video, like 30 minutes. God. I will not watch it. I'm sorry to disappoint. Aren't there debates with multiple people on each side? They do exist, yeah. I don't know if I would want to be on them. I don't have friends. Do you think flat earthers are government plants? I hope not. Because if that's the kind of shit my government is doing,
So I wouldn't want to give them any more of my tax dollars. But then again, they are putting money on my table because, like, I'm responding to that shit, getting millions of hits on YouTube. So maybe I should be happy. I don't know. Right? Altitude. These are actually good suggestions. Watch a lunar. This needs to back it up some. There we are. Is that didn't? There you go. Good suggestion. No, I clicked here on purpose. Play from here, please. They're actually good suggestions. Watch a. Whatever. I'm not gonna be able to see that without it stuttering. So. You take an hour to fully answer a Flurf question, and it ends with, nuh-uh, because reasons. It's all perspective. It's all perspective. Everything's perspective. Do you remember most of the knowledge you gain from the research you do for these videos? I remember it for like 2 or 3 weeks after the video's posted, but after that, it kind of just fades away. Although I do remember like the general concepts be like, it'd be like, I don't know. I don't even know what's a good example. No ads for you. Let's take the Michelson-Morley experiment, because I had to learn about the Michelson-Morley experiment. I definitely know a lot more about it now than I did before I had to research it for a video. But I can't remember the details. And that was like months ago. But I can't remember the details about it. I can't remember the names, the full names of either Michelson or Morley. I'm not going to be able to answer your question. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I'm terrible at answering questions. But I recall the general ideas. Like Michelson-Morley experiment was a it was a point that kind of marked a turn towards not believing in the aether theory. Although flat earthers turn it around to mean the exact goddamn opposite. But I can't remember the details, you know. You lose the details. Make a list. I'm thinking of doing science stuff for people like me who have learning problems. First one is natural selection. That could be kind of cool. How old is you? I is be 21. He said he's 22 earlier. No, I'm 21. Someone else said they were 22, and I read their comment, but I'm 21. 21. Have you heard of Badland Chugs? I have not. Oh, I wasn't here. Yeah, I kind of inferred. But the guy who said that I said is 21 probably was, because I think that's where he got that I said 22, but I'm not 22. But I read someone else who did say that I was 22. You get it? We got it? Good. My bad. No worries. No worries. I'm not very good at presenting myself in a clear, concise manner. Well, I mean, without a script, that is. Good suggestions. Watch a good suggestions. I can make this a little bit like this. Maybe even a little. Nope, that one was a mistake. There we go.
Good suggestions. Good suggestions. Watch a lunar eclipse. Good point. Watch a shadow climb a tall building at sunset. Go see a folk called pendulum. These are actually good tests you could conceivably make. Although it's going to be very difficult to make your own Foucault pendulum.
Here, I can take this one. I think that matches nice with this.
Clips. Good point.
Yeah, just put that there. Oh, I gotta turn snapping back on. I think that was my problem earlier. Forgot to turn snapping back on.
I think.
Did you have a drink on your 21st birthday? I didn't do anything for my 21st birthday. And quite frankly, it's kind of how I like it. Although it wasn't... No, actually, I went to the casino on my 21st birthday, but I did not drink. I didn't want to. Though I did try a couple beers in like the next month or so. Found out that I don't really like beer. So now my drink of choice is like a shot of vodka and like Mountain Dew or something. That's what I drink if I drink. Have you ever fired a gun? Yeah. Yeah. I have family members that are all into hunting and this and that. I went with them a couple times. It's not my thing, but it's whatever. I actually... I think I have a hunting license, or had one. I know I went to a gun safety class. Why the hell did I go to that gun safety class? It was like for 4-H or something, which is like a school club thing that we have here. I don't know where all you guys reside, but I don't think 4-H is like a worldwide thing. But yeah, we had like a club that does all sorts of outdoorsy, sportsy things. Sorry about all the lagging and the buffering that you're probably experiencing. That's my internet speed. I'm gonna have to go soon. In fact, I think I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna finish up any questions, and then I think that's gonna be it for right now. Let's go. Can we go full screen? Yes, go full screen. Now you see all the junk back there. And you can see the wood grain here. That shows how oversaturated the camera is. Now it has to be to actually make my dull face look decently bright. Hi. I'm tired. Back, sort of back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it here. Wait, why is it now going up to like 2,000 kilobits a second? Full screen sexy time. Nah, just normal full screen time. I do clay pigeon shooting well used to. Yeah, I did that. I think in 4-H, because I don't think we had all that and like the family thing. Yeah, I did that. That was kind of fun. I did it like once or twice. It was cool, but it's like, I don't know, it wasn't my thing. Southern Comfort and Coke, it's like liquid candy. Yeah, I'm going back a little bit in the chat, so I'm a little bit behind. Sorry. But I'm gonna... Alright, continue what... No, stop asking me if I'm still watching. I want to play... I have a music playlist on YouTube for a reason. Don't be all like, oh, you still want to listen?
Are you still there? I mean, I get it, but like it's annoying. Anyhow, this one family member at a Halloween party, this one family member brought like it was like a moonshine or something, but it tasted like syrup. Well, syrup and moonshine, but it wasn't that bad. I had a shot of that. It was strong though. Definitely felt it the next morning. Your hair grew back quick and it looks like you haven't cut it yet. Are you going long again like in your much earlier vids? I am not going to grow my hair as long as it was before. I actually really like it where it is right now, although I'm not really happy with all the stuff in the back. If I feel like I could just clip that up a little bit, then I look like how I see myself in my head. But yeah, 4-H is pretty nationwide, but much more known in rural parts of the states. Yeah, probably. But like, I have viewers from Norway. I don't think he knows what 4-H is. Can you go back to my example? I want to know if it makes sense, please. Okay. I'm going back and read Fearful Milk's thing. If there was a red ant and a green ant in an open field, then the green one would be selected because it is not as visible to predators, unlike the red one. Yes, that seems pretty cool. Like, pretty good. But I think you could perfect it a little bit. Like if there's like a real world example you can use, like black or brown bunnies versus white bunnies in the snow. You see one picked over there, that might be easier to get because it's a real world example. I have no experience trying to teach things to people with learning disabilities, so maybe that's the opposite of what you want. But I think the issue might be, I think it might be a bigger issue explaining what selection means, because I think that's going to be a little bit more of a difficult concept with people with learning disabilities. So I think you might want to focus a little bit more on exactly what that means. But you would know better than I do. But I mean, that seems pretty easy to follow. So yeah. It definitely makes sense. I can see so much, even the saggy door lever. Can you see it through all the kilobits? 720p. Yeah, one of these days I'll get my own studio. One of these days I'll make it. You look fine, Ella. Good night. Good night. You probably left a long time ago. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and it's not just explaining. I'm also drawing to people. Drawing to help for people who learn through watching. Okay, well that's cool. I like what you're doing. I support you. The door level is really sagging though. LOL, the guy's not crazy. Yeah, I know. I see it every day. I could fix it if I really wanted to. I just don't. It's a cheap door handle. I came with the double wide trailer. I don't know what you want from me. It's like I already fixed the leaky shower head from the inside. I did my good deed for the year. Why are you keeping the CRT with a built-in VHS player? Do you expect me to play Journey Escape on an LCD? You expect me to play Super Mario Kart? Super Mario Kato. Yeah, you expect me to play Famicom, Super Famicom games on like a gaming monitor? No, you need to get that full experience. You need the CRT. It's shut up with the ads. It's also the only way to play Duck Hunt. Try playing Duck Hunt on an LCD. Try playing Duck Hunt on an emulator. It's not as fun. That's why I have the CRT for the good old retro games. Any modern console I have hooked up to my monitor right in front of me. I got my Switch, my PS3, my computer. That's my modern gaming right there, all on this screen. CRTs are sick for things like Wii's and GameCubes. Yes, I have like 3 Wii's over there because I got them for like super cheap. In fact, one of them was free. That one. And I can play GameCube games on that. I would recommend playing GameCube games on a CRT. It's fun. You don't get colors like that on anything else. Well, except for like some high-end stuff nowadays is really color accurate. But CRTs are really color accurate. And try getting the funky aspect ratios to play nicely with. It's not easy to play old stuff on new hardware. I was expecting to bust out the Power Glove and the SNES Super Scope. I wish I had those. I wish. I do have the Guitar Hero controllers, but that's about all I got as far as peripherals. Nah. Because I am a bit of a game collector, as you might be able to tell. It's a little bit of a game collector. But I don't have money for like the big stuff, like all of these games that are, 10, 15, 20 years old, 30 even. But some of them will still cost you like $40 because of how in demand they are. And I'm like, nah, I don't have that. So I do end up emulating a lot of stuff. Emulating my own perfectly legal ROMs that I've 100% dumped from my own cartridges meticulously and did not download from the various places on the internet. Call of Duty World at War on the Wii. I've heard people say that Call of Duty is good on the Wii. I still don't believe them. I haven't tried it once, but I don't believe them. PS2 collector here. Yeah, PS2 is where I've been focusing. Because those were the games that were cheap when I got into collecting. And I got most of what I want. I got the the Tasmanian Tiger, Battle for Bikini Bottom. Of course, you got your Kingdom Hearts. You got your Jack 1 and 2. B-movie game. The Bible game. Happy Feet. Excellent games. Excellent games. You haven't lived till you played the original Pong. Does Video Sports? Video Olympics. I don't have Pong, but I have Video Olympics, which is, it's the same thing, but with like more variations of Pong. So you can have like basketball Pong, or like a hockey-based Pong, or like a soccer-type Pong. But yeah. I also really want the Bible game. Well, there's a PS2 version, and there's a Game Boy Advanced version. So you got 2 of them to pick up. They're super cheap. They're super cheap. And Jaws. Ah, the Jaws game. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, didn't you play as the shark? Did you play as the shark in the Jaws game? I remember that. I remember the Jaws game. Now, see, now I want to buy more video games again. I've been obsessing over Warframe, and that's been what I've been playing. But usually when I'm not playing that, I'm playing Smash Brothers Ultimate. That's what I'm playing right now. What is the pink shoe stuffed animal thing at our left? Your left? You got to see this. This is cool. It's so fluffy. I know. Got that in an arcade. That is an officially licensed Despicable Me merchandise. That is some that's some mint condition collector shit right there. I don't know why, but I love licensed stuffies. Stuffies. God, I'm turning into Kaylee. Stuffed animals. I have an Ewok from Build-A-Bear. Yeah, that's like a part of me doesn't want to have these stuffed animals, but the other part of me can't get rid of them because half of them came from my girlfriend anyway. So it was like, if they end up lost, she's gonna notice and be like, "Oh, why'd you throw away?" And be like, "Oh no, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened." What did you play to win it? When I go to the arcade, when me and Kaylee go to the arcade, it's a fun time. I am playing the Temple Run machine over and over again. The Temple Run all day, every day, because that's a game of skill, and that's a game that I can consistently get tickets from. Lots of tickets. That's like one of the highest payout games at my local arcade. It may be different for yours because like the arcade people can change the settings themselves, so you gotta really feel for it. That's what I'm doing, and I can get lots of tickets from that. Kaylee, on the other hand, she's a gambler. She's a gambler. There's this wheel. It's literally just a wheel that you spin, and it has a whole bunch of things that it could land on. And there's a tiny sliver that's like 1,000 tickets, but the rest are, and they're like slightly bigger, tiny slices on the side of it. They're like 5 tickets, but like the rest are like 75, 25, 50, 10. She will sit there and spin that thing all day waiting to get the 1,000, and she gets it every now and then. She's like, "Yeah, I told you I'd get it." I'm like, "Sure, you'd get it eventually, but is it worth how much you paid for it?" She doesn't care. She doesn't care. And usually we end up using like the same card at the arcade, so like half of it I'll give her something and half of it she'll get me something, even though I want to save my half to get something that costs even more tickets, like the Star Wars chess set that I've been eyeing, but I can never get in just one go at the arcade. But women, arcades hadn't come up with tickets yet when I used to play. Yeah, there was a time when I was like, when that became one of my specialized interests, when I was obsessed with arcade games. I would love to have some of those old school arcade games. I would love to have a Miss Pac-Man machine next to a Galaga and a Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. If I could, I'd love to have like a home arcade, and even like they now have like Walmart machines machines you can get at Walmart, like Arcade 1UP, and they have lots of good stuff. And yeah, and sometimes I wish we were back in those days, or that like arcades would go to like actually being video games. But like video games have made it into our homes. Video games are staying into the homes. Arcades are now gambling for kids. That's what sells. It's claw machines, redemption games. Yeah. I should get going. It's almost midnight. Is the fishing game called Big Bass Wheel? There's a lot of fishing and hunting games. I don't get it, but they keep making them. What about Pac-Man table video game that you could get, that you could eat your Pizza Hut on? Those are called cocktail cabinets. They had a bunch of them. They had like Pac-Man. They had a Miss Pac-Man. I think there was a Space Invaders ones. There was a Tapper. That one's rare, but it's cool. They had a whole bunch of games like that. That was like the arcade game was in a table, and you're looking at a CRT in the middle of it, and you had. Those are cool. I'd love to have one of those in my house, but I'd also like to have enough money to afford it, if you know what I mean. Anyhow, I am gonna have to go now. It's been nice just chatting with you. It's been nice procrastinating on all the editing that I should have been doing. But glad you stopped by. There are a couple people who donated earlier. I doubt they're still around, but if you are, I thank you again. And before I go, hold up, stop clicking off yet, because I need to tell you about something. Because if you enjoyed the stream, and I know you do, because you are watching this right now, these streams are going to be on Twitch. I've been saying that throughout the stream. I'm going to say it one more time before I head off and go to bed. If you like watching these streams, I'm going to take these streams, move them from here to there on Twitch. Links in the description. It's Keith Hood. Can't miss it. Give it a follow. There's nothing on it right now, but that's going to change tomorrow. You did no editing? I did a little editing. Give me some credit. I'll tell you what. I'll do some editing tomorrow on Twitch. So if you're interested, follow me there. I'll be on tomorrow. I want to say I'm a man of my word, but I'm really not. But thank you all for watching and liking me and supporting and whatever it is you guys do. It keep on being your nerdy selves. Link us to your Twitch. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let me give you a copy paste. It should be in the description. But just in case for some reason it's not there, or you can't see it, or you just like having a copy paste in chat. There you go. There's my Twitch. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I always so abrupt when I end these streams, because it's like, oh, I've been streaming for like 2 hours straight, and then in like the matter of like 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, bye. So thank you for watching. Okay, bye. Okay, now my internet's coming back up. I'm going to repeat what I said because you probably didn't hear. Okay, good night. Goodbye. My internet's not letting me stream anymore. Nice seeing you. Goodbye.